everyone. Welcome to the morning show. It seems that winter is back. Everything is white outside. How is it like in your part of the world? Today is the 12th of March. So let's have a look at the crystal's message for today. And the first card, the main card for today, is the topaz. Let's see what this card says. Its golden rays bring more light, joy, and sunny ideas into our life. It inspires us to loftier thoughts, liberates the soul, and intensifies concentration. Interesting card in combination with the numerology for today, which is a number 3, and it stands for creative talents. So it is a good time, a good day for writing, visual creativity, and performing arts. You may feel highly imaginative and have great enthusiasm. And you may also have a fine sense of harmony and art in everything that you do today, from the way that you dress to the way you decorate your home. As a full date, today is a number 11, a master number, which also translates into a number 2. So let's see the aspects of number 2 first, and then we will see the master number meaning. The number 2 stands for sensitivity, intuitiveness, and diplomacy. You will be aware of your surroundings and may be easily influenced by your environment. Sensitivity will make you highly emotional and vulnerable to being hurt. You can also fall victim to depression and lack of confidence. And as a master number, intuition is the word for today. You may have an appreciation for what motivates people, and you will be highly sensitive, emotional, and reactive. Today you will be concerned with the well-being of mankind and seek to make the world a better place. Some crystals recommended for today are the turquoise, the citrine, and the sunstone. Now let's see the other cards that pop up for today's message. Every day for the crystals message, every morning I pull out 4 cards, 1 main card and 3 subsequent ones. And let's see what the other 3 cards are. We have the Emerald, its incomparable color brings us closer to nature and teaches us to integrate love into our being. The emerald bears within itself the hope and possibility of exploring the secrets of life. Let's see the next card. Which is the Sugilite. Apart from its intensive violet rays that lead us to a greater spirituality, this stone teaches us humility. It brings us into harmony with ourselves, eliminates doubt, and guides us to greater satisfaction and self-control. And now let's see the final card for today. And that is the quartz crystal, or clear quartz. Through its clear energetic vibration, the clear quartz shows us the path to perception and harmony. It helps us think clearly and therefore produces more creativity and resolution. It also assists meditation and firms the intuition. So this has been the crystals message for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow. I might pop in later with a session of crystal readings, but we will see. And weekend is coming, so don't forget that tomorrow evening I will have the crystal coaching show, and on Sunday evening I will have the Healer Unleashed show. So I invite you all to join me then. You can find a countdown to each one of my shows on my website, so feel free to check it out. Thank you everyone for watching and have a blessed day. Welcome to the crystal readings time. How is everyone doing today? As you know, or probably know by now, in this show, I use the Tarot of Gemstones and Crystals deck to offer you readings or personal messages from crystals. And as you can see right here, I offer 3 types of readings with 1 card, 3 cards, and 4 cards. One card is a general reading. 3 cards represents past, present, and future. And 4 cards is either for a situation that you might find yourself in or a relationship. It doesn't need to be a loving relationship. It can also be a work relationship, business partnership, or just a normal friendship. So feel free to type into the chat if you would like a reading with either 1, 3, or 4 cards. And you can type into the chat either 1, 3, or 4 cards, or the color coding that I chose for each one of the reading types. So green for general reading with 1 card, blue for past, present, and future with 3 cards, and for 4 cards, yellow for a situation, and pink for relationship. And as always, I'm going to start by pulling out 1 card for a general reading for everyone who is watching right now on the live stream. And that card is the Amazonite. So let's see its meaning. In cases of depression and emotional problems, the Amazonite reawakens joy and makes us aware of our complexity. It opens the heart so that universal love can flow once again, and so helps us express our feelings better. The tarot interpretation of this card is trouble, painful insight, isolation, pangs of love, distraction, old wounds, and pain. Shadow aspects are mistake, loss, error, and distress, also fear. So feel free to type into the chat if you would like one card pulled out for you from the deck. I'm going to wait for a little bit, because sometimes there is a lag between the live transmission and the chat. Good questions to ask with this crystal deck are not questions that can be only answered with a yes or no answer, but rather questions like, what will happen if, should I, or what is the next step? So make sure that you formulate your questions in such a manner that it can allow the crystals, this particular deck, to answer your question with as much detail as possible. Also, the cards that are pulled for one person may also resonate with another person. So if one card resonated with you in particular, feel free to type into the chat. And now I'm going to pull out 3 cards to see the past, present, and future situation in the world, as I usually do in this show. And in the meantime, feel free to type into the chat if you would like a reading. So let's see what the current situation in the world is, was, is, and will be. The first card that represents the past is Larimar. The second card that represents the present is Snowflake Obsidian. And the third card, which represents the future, is Zoisit with Ruby. So let's see the meanings of all 3 cards and how they can influence the current situation. The Larimar for the past, with the colors of the wide heavens and the boundless ocean, makes us conscious of limitations we have set for ourselves. It inspires us to overcome them and drop old habits related to thought. When we go down new paths, unimagined possibilities of self-realization open up. The tarot interpretation of this card, the Larimar, is overcoming problems, new impressions, travel, and reorientation. The shadow aspects are stuck in old ways, public announcement, and hesitation. Now let's see what the snowflake obsidian for the present represents. Snowflake obsidian is also a good card, a good crystal to find answers while meditating with it. So the snowflake obsidian, when we rise to spiritual heights that are too high, the snowflake obsidian will help us find our way back. It confronts us with the truth and shows our true inner self and our shadow aspect. It identifies and purifies the emotions and brings us to reality. The tarot interpretation, which are more shadow aspects of the snowflake obsidian, because of the devil interpretation, is control by others, injury, shadow aspect, materialism, dependence, lack of success, arrogance, moodiness, immorality, lies, and difficulties, going against our better knowledge, egotism and bad influences, or denial of the shadow aspect. Light's aspects of this card, the snowflake obsidian, are liberation, spiritual perception, overcoming fear, of freeing oneself from bonds. Interesting card for the present. And now let's see what stands for the future with the Zoicid with Ruby. Zoicid and Ruby activate the development of the self, clear the mind, and expand the consciousness. This precious stone stimulates creativity and encourages the development of latent abilities and of spirituality. The tarot interpretation of this card is venture, impulsiveness, bravery, success, completion of a task, intellectual impulse, victory, and competition. The shadow aspects are fear, hesitation, insecurity, doubt, and quarrelsomeness. So this has been the past, present, and future situation in the world. Feel free to type into the chat if you would like a reading with 1, 3, or 4 cards. This is the general card for everyone as a general reading. The Amazonite. And I am going to wait a little bit to see if any comments pop up into the chat. And while waiting, I am going to read once again the message of the Amazonite for us today. In cases of depression and emotional problems, the Amazonite reawakens joy and makes us aware of our complexity. It opens the heart so that the universal love can flow once again, and so helps us express our feelings better. The tarot interpretation is trouble, painful insight, isolation, pangs of love, distraction, old wounds, and pain. Shadow aspects are mistake, loss, error, distress, and fear. So, as I don't see any comments pop up into the chat, that is all for this time. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being here. And I will see you again next time. Have a blessed day.